My fiancé and my sister were involved. On the day of our engagement, I overheard them declaring their love for each other. It almost made me feel sick to my stomach. Caspian and I have been in this for a long time. 7 years of long-distance relationship. From sophomore year to now. Isolde followed me all the time. During those 7 years, Caspian was called a brother. To me, they have always been like brothers and sisters. Caspian treats her like a sister. But Isolde's true feelings for him are ambiguous. Isolde is my younger sister from a different mother. My parents divorced very early, my dad. He has always doted on me because of his talent. Focus on me. Isolde was lovely when she was younger. Chubby cheeks and drooling habits. She loves to sleep with me in her arms. However, as she got older, she was about the age of kindergarten. She's not cute anymore. She occasionally showed an aggrieved expression. Because it's not my fault to blame me. She would say something like that. Dad, hit me if you want to hit someone. I'm so scared. When the two of you fight, my sister likes it, so give it to her. I didn't mean to. Can my sister forgive me? At that time, I didn't understand what longitudinal was. How could such a young child have ulterior motives? Still, my dad's attitude towards me changed from good to bad. Worsens over time. Especially because my stepmom is Isolde's biological mom. My position at home is becoming more and more precarious. I worked harder in my studies and dancing. Hopefully my dad will love me more. But to no avail. My dad always thought I was bullying Isolde. And she endured it in silence. Do you think I'm not wary of Isolde? When dating Caspian. The first 2 years were not bad. I'm in college, she's in high school. When I graduated, she started taking action when she entered college. Every weekend when I go on a date with Caspian, she would tirelessly try to contact me, claiming sisterhood. I tried to distance myself from her, but she would cry and say, "Sister, don't you like me anymore? I did something wrong. Tell me and I'll change. I'm so sad that you treat me like this." I rolled my eyes and she would continue. Caspian would mediate, saying that Isolde was still young, liked to follow me and should be allowed to do so. He would ask me not to be so Isolde. We argued about this several times. He said I was unreasonable. You should also not argue with your child. And I said he didn't understand anything. There is no right to intervene. We almost broke up, but no. Later, Caspian remained silent as Isolde hugged me tightly. Let me take care of it. I'm a dancer named Constantine, and worked in the provincial culture and art troupe. It is considered to be the backbone of the troupe. Caspian is a programmer who has become project manager for a private company. Young and promising with thick hair. Everyone around us said we were a perfect match. Countless people asked, when is our engagement ceremony? Before marriage. We have to have an engagement ceremony first. Caspian and I booked a hall at a local 5-star hotel. It was chosen because of its duplex structure. It has bright crystal chandeliers. A long spiral staircase. The ground floor is used to entertain guests. The second floor is for the changing rooms and lounge. I touched up my makeup in the locker room. My sister's dress looks amazing. Highlight all her strengths. Unlike me, I wear a t-shirt and jeans every day. This lipstick matches her perfectly. Is this what they call a man killer? I'm too clumsy. I don't know how to put on makeup. Sister, can you teach me in the future? I asked, looking at her through the mirror. Well, she replied, looking ecstatic. I often can't tell if she's really naive. Or just pretend. After all these years, I don't like her. It's obvious. How could she pretend to be so close to me? Sue, it's almost time. I'm going downstairs to be with my mom and dad. Isolde said, rushing out and leaving. The makeup artist stared in surprise. Sue, your sister is so lively and naive. At this event, everyone was dressed elegantly. But she was wearing a t-shirt and jeans, said the makeup artist. I smiled and didn't respond. There are some things that are better not to be told to outsiders. Caspian picked me up late. No one answered the phone. I called a friend downstairs, who told me he had just gone upstairs. Go upstairs for a while. A woman's intuition is truly mysterious. At that moment, my mind is full of thoughts about Isolde. Without hesitation, I got up and walked out. Swing my skirt. Next to the locker room is a lounge. The door is slightly ajar. I could hear voices coming from inside. I walked over and heard Caspian say, "This is the last time I'll call you. From now on, you are my brother-in-law." I feel so sad. I'm so glad my sister can marry you. You're such a nice guy. My sister must have saved the galaxy in her past life. Isolde replied, "Brother, what are we going to do?" "I really like you." Caspian said, "Isolde, don't do it. My sister and I are about to get engaged." There was silence in the room. I hesitated for a moment, then pushed the door open. The two of them were already lying on the couch. Caspian kisses Isolde passionately. One hand is out of the proper range. Isolde's skirt underneath. My whole body felt frozen. This was supposed to be the scene of our engagement. Don't they have a sense of shame? Isolde was the first to notice me. They scrambled to get up from the couch. One hair resembles a bird's nest. The other was wearing a crumpled suit. "It's ugly." "Sister, it's not what you think, Sue. Let me explain." Caspian stood in front of Isolde and said quickly, "Their strategic position is too obvious." When did these two really start? Even if today is a turning point. They must have been flirting for a long time. I looked at Isolde, trying to grin. "It's not what I thought it was." "That's what I saw." To Caspian, I scoffed. "Your words are no, but your actions are quite honest. Today's engagement ceremony. No cancellation required. Just change the bride on the bride's side." "Caspian, we're done. It's like I never knew you." I turned away, tears streaming down my cheeks. Moment. The love of the years is easily swept away. Isolde followed me out. "Grab me and get to my knees. Slap yourself." A sharp snapping sound echoed in the downstairs room. Only Isolde's plea remained. Cries filled the vast space. "Sister, forgive me. This time it's Caspian. It's not intentional." I was mentally prepared to call him my brother-in-law. "We didn't do anything wrong. Trust me. Let's get involved, shall we?" Her words made me laugh out loud. In such a situation, how we continue to engage? Should we ignore the salient issues at hand? Caspian stood in the doorway of the break room, motionless. Look at me and Isolde. Although mostly Isolde, he had a look of pity in his eyes. My heart sank and sank. How I didn't realize it before. The two of you have reached a point where you can't control your emotions. You two are amazing. I was furious and turned and ran downstairs, wearing my 9-inch heels and long skirt. Wide hem. I lifted the front skirt, but it was stepped on from behind. Let me fall down the stairs. Like rolled dumplings. The pain in my body felt more real than any screaming. Everyone rushed to my side. I struggled to my feet. Only then did I realize that I couldn't move my right ankle. As a dancer, I know the difference between a sprain and a broken bone. A chill ran through my heart. "Hurry up, take me to the hospital," I said. It was the darkest moment of my life. Within a day, I lost my lover and my career. I broke my ankle. The doctor said I needed to do the surgery with a steel plate, and probably never to dance again. In the ward, several dancers from the troupe turned to leave. Wipe away tears. Caspian blamed himself, kneeling by my bedside, repeating promises. Take care of me for the rest of my life. Isolde stood in the door of the hospital room and cried. Occasional glance at Caspian. Like a wronged little wife. I ignore them. My stepmom can't stand it. Feel sorry for my daughter. It wasn't your sister who pushed you down. Why are you making such a fuss? It's just a lost leg for you, but for her, it's a lost love. I just feel like there's nothing but ashes in my heart. Not only for Caspian, but for the whole family. I looked at my stepmom calmly. If Caspian likes her, can I break her leg for you? From that day on, I didn't have to pretend with my stepmom. The only interaction we had was when she told my dad. Tell me she's got all my stuff in order. From childhood to adulthood. So I should move out. She wanted to vacate my room for other purposes. I nodded and handed my dad the keys to my house. Ask him to help me move things, so as not to take up their space. Caspian came to see me every 2 or 3 days. I ignored him and told him to leave. He would silently cut fruit for me. Pour water for me and say wait until I recover. We will get a marriage license. He will take care of me for the rest of my life. On the other hand, Isolde, come every day, cry and ask for forgiveness. I let her go and she would fall to her knees and wail. Worry that others may not be aware of it. How aggrieved she felt. Whether it's a coincidence or something else. Caspian witnessed her kneeling several times. When he looked at her, he had the same pity on his face as he had that day. But when he looked at me, he seemed hesitant, almost asking me to treat Isolde well. Eventually, the two of them transitioned from leaving, one after the other. Leave together. No longer bother to hide your feelings. Other patients began to comment on Caspian. From the very beginning, your boyfriend seems to be nice to you. Your sister's boyfriend is fine. He cares a lot about you. Sister, what can I say? Can I admit that I sacrificed a leg to satisfy the couple? I hurriedly urged them to leave. Please, you two, let's go. Instead of coming here to perform, why not go on a date and roll around in bed? Didn't we finish it last time? Isolde, please don't do that. Caspian and I are just friends. We didn't do anything. If it bothers you, we will not have any contact in the future. I rolled my eyes. Stop it for the rest of my life. Please don't appear in front of me again. Isolde began to cry again. Caspian pulled her away and walked away without looking back. My dad put the packed stuff in my living room. For woven bags filled with clothes, books, photo frames, simple skincare products, slippers, toothpaste, and chargers. All of this is put together haphazardly. I use my cane to pick out useful things. Then call the recycle bin. Pick up old clothes and books. My connection to that family ended after 22 years. When they are removed, everyone in the family portrait except me. I transferred some money to my dad. Thank you to him for raising me. The Museum of Culture and Arts offered me a new office job. It's not tiring and very laid back. Every day after work, I'll lean on my cane, then go and watch my former partner dance. Dancing has always been my destiny. For me, it's more important than Caspian. That's why I despise Isolde. If only she hadn't stepped on my skirt that day, I wouldn't fall down the stairs at all. Envy and loneliness in my eyes. It's all very obvious. In the mirror in the practice room. Sue, come here. Deputy leader. Personally introduced me to a part-time job at the Children's Art Center, opened by his friend. They need someone to guide 6 dance lessons. Weekend. Hopefully I can help by demonstrating the action. And training teachers. If there is time. I was hesitant at first, but he said, just take a break. Your dancing skills are deep. Not using them is a waste. Talented people can shine anywhere, not just on stage. Sue, they need you. The work of the dance class fills my weekends. Keep them busy and fulfilling. There is no time to think about anything else. An innocent smile. And children's lively eyes. It is both life and salvation. For me, I understand the good intentions of the deputy leader. The burden of life is too heavy to bear. Eventually, it will force you to accept it and compromise in the most appropriate way. 1 month after discharge, I threw away my cane. As long as I don't do strenuous exercise, my mobility is no different from that of a normal person. I still have a desire to dance and practice basic skills, demonstrate to the kids. I didn't have weights on my right ankle. Occasionally, I would carefully test the condition of my right foot, hold on to the silver lining. If only I could dance again. 6 months later, on a Saturday night, I had an interaction with another guy named Peter. There were no classes that night, so I practiced choreography alone. Try to see if I can jump. As the new year approaches, the art center is preparing for a show. I'm choreographing a dance for the kids, in simple jumps. I deliberately controlled the height, but my right ankle still can't handle it. I fell to the ground. Peter rushed in, half kneeling in front of me, anxiously asked me how I was. We are not familiar with each other. He was just a relative of one of my students, who has been picking up the kids. At that time, he cares more about children's dancing than the mother of the child. Always ask about your child's condition. After school, on that day, something unusual happened. When Peter rushed at me, My attention shifted from my feet to his shoes. Shoes are not allowed in the practice room. However, he wore shiny leather shoes. See me staring at them. He quickly took them off and held them in his hands. Smiling, the whole face relaxed. I've never seen someone as hurt as you, but still worried about keeping the floor clean. It doesn't seem to hurt anymore. Do you want me to take you to the hospital? My ankle is fine. From the very first moment, the pain was lessened. I seem to be able to live with it. I don't need to go to the hospital. Peter helped me change my shoes at the door, then took my coat and bag from the shelf and gave it to me. He casually mentions that his nephew is studying paint here on Saturday nights, as if to explain why he was here at night. He reminded me to use my right foot less, take care of the injured, and it does not worsen the situation. Finally, he helped me downstairs, watched me get into a ride-hailing and apologized. If I don't have to pick up the kids, I'll take you home. I didn't pay much attention to his words, nor is it intended to be a stranger. Take me home. So I just thanked him and left that night. I chose a robot figurine online. Next week, when Peter came to pick up the child again, after asking about the child's dance performance, as usual, I took out the figurine box from my bag. Thank you for your help last week. He was surprised that it was only a small help. Do you really need to thank me like that? Are you afraid of owing favors? I said that this is only a small part of my expression of gratitude. I happened to see it while shopping. Not sure if you like it or not. I'm not sure which words resonated with him, but he smiled and took the little box. I like it. At that moment, a few children who hadn't left had yet rushed over, including his niece. Teacher, do we have that too? We also want a gift. Their eager eyes looked at me. I couldn't help but laugh. I smiled and pulled out the lollipop, chocolate and fish sausage in my bag. Share it with the kids. Their faces lit up with joy when they eagerly grabbed the snack and scattered everywhere. Peter asked as he looked at the scene with a smile. Did I let you spend your money? I shook my head. I bought these for them in the first place. Since becoming a teacher in the organization, I often buy small snacks as an added bonus. After receiving your gift, Constantine, let me treat you to dinner. I'm sorry, I've made plans with someone else, I replied. To my surprise, half an hour later, I found myself sitting in a steakhouse nearby. Cut the meat with a knife and fork. Small mouths. Peter and the child stood next to my desk. What a coincidence, he said, pointing to the couch across from me. Your company does not show up. I smiled calmly. Something happened to him. Last minute. You don't mind, do you? He gestured to the couch again. What can I say? I can only say with a smile. It's better to meet by chance than by appointment. Compared to me, Peter is more talkative and humorous. It made me feel a little out of my depths. His niece, Cindy, kept glancing at him with curious eyes. I followed her gaze and Peter giggled. After keeping the parental figure for so long, it's hard to get back to normal. He explained that the child was not used to it yet. Cindy snorted from her nose. Peter's doting expression angered Cindy's head. Cindy rolled her eyes and snorted again. I feel a little envious of their family atmosphere. I haven't been in touch with my mom since she left my dad. My dad's attention was completely focused on my stepmom and Isolde. At night, I received a friend verification message from Peter. He added me through a business card. A push from Cindy's mom. That's how I learned his name. He sent a picture of the robot figurine I gave him. On his desk, next to it is the corner of a laptop. Thank you. I really like it. You're welcome, I replied. And then, Peter occasionally likes my posts on social media. Sometimes I reciprocate the favor. Through these interactions, I was surprised to find out that he knew the leader, deputy head of the provincial art troupe. Their relationship seems to be pretty good. However, Peter, not recognizable from his social media posts. It seems to me that he may have limited some of the posts. Caspian would contact me occasionally, through messages. How about your feet? Much better, thanks. Although we can no longer be lovers, we don't need to be enemies. I never stopped him or considered doing it, because the estrangement of adults tends to drift apart. It's Isolde, who continues to post affectionate messages. and messaged me privately for forgiveness. Sister, can you forgive me? Sister, you're awesome. Many others are like you, but I only have Caspian. I can't leave him. Sister, which ring do you think is beautiful? She posted a photo of a string of diamond rings. One is almost exactly the same as the engagement ring I own. Then, I felt a little suffocated. Every time Isolde sends a message asking for forgiveness and show off her relationship, I use one. She would mostly respond with how good I was, how much she loves me. On this day, Sister, you must be very angry about what you said. I feel so sad. After all, this is the room you have lived in for more than 10 years. I rolled my eyes and turned off the screen. I cursed her under my breath and looked out the window. Peter chuckled softly beside me. I turned to him and silently accused. You enjoy it when others are upset. You know what, he said, when you roll your eyes. You look more lively and cute than usual. I immediately retorted, do you drive? Wondering how I could roll my eyes so obviously. Peter didn't answer, just pursed his lips. A smile tugged at the corner of his mouth. Cindy sat in the back and blew her bagpipes. Sue, my uncle wishes he had a pair of eyes on you. Peter smiled, glancing at Cindy through the rearview mirror. I turned around and pretended to be serious. Don't talk nonsense, kids. I'm not talking nonsense, Cindy retorted. Looked at Peter defiantly. And imitate the tone of an adult. My mom said that. How old are you? Even the girls can't catch up. Had to use your niece as a shield. I felt embarrassed on the spot. Peter wasn't entirely reassured either. He raised his left hand, placed it on the window frame and rubbed his temples, and tried to ease the awkward atmosphere. With a smile. Caught red-handed, huh? He glanced at me and changed the subject. Sue, don't you remember me? I don't really remember. Just after Peter's half reminder. Half of it is stated directly. I remember one year, after every show, someone will send a basket of flowers. The signatures on these baskets are Peter's. At that time, we actually met once. After one performance, Peter was accompanied by the leader of the troops. Personally invited me to perform at their company's annual meeting. Promise good pay. I refused, explaining the reason directly. I had to go to my boyfriend's hometown, go and meet his parents. And then, neither Peter nor his flower basket were seen again. It hit me like a thunderbolt. Have you ever thought, Sue, now you're in my car? Can I finally succeed in pursuing you? Peter asked with a playful smile. The thunder in my heart slowly dissipated. Instead, there is a sense of relief, with a hint of disappointment. I'm just an ordinary woman with desires, like everyone else, longing for someone to like me. To whom am I compared? A star. I laughed self-deprecatingly. Look out the window. The lights outside the city are bright. Now I'm just a dancer, who might never step on the stage again. Provincial administrators, ensemble, and a teacher at a children's art agency. You are the brightest. Peter's voice rang out again, deep and slow, as if he had been pondering for a while. Sue, let's give it a try. The enclosed space inside the car is quiet. I pondered for a moment, then said, okay. Peter turned out to be the perfect boyfriend. Every morning, he would drive half of the city, bring flowers to pick me up from work. In the afternoon, he would pick me up after work. We had dinner together, and then he drove me home. This routine is consistent from Monday to Friday. On weekends, when I was working in an art gallery, he would spend the whole day with me. He either works on his parents' laptops, lounge area with occasional glance at the monitor, or stand in the hallway next to the classroom, secretly looking at me. Honestly, this kind of care. Attention is something I've never experienced before. From Caspian. It's sweet. The troop leader made fun of me. After meeting Peter several times, it's not easy to be patient. See the moon emerge from the clouds. The deputy leader chimed in. Wedding time. I don't know how to respond. My relationship with Peter was just beginning, and marriage seems to have a long way to go. However, Peter proceeded smoothly. Thank you for your best wishes. I will continue to work hard. Please say a few more kind words for me. Help me bring Constantine home early. Troop leaders and deputy leaders. Both looked at me with meaningful eyes, as if to say, "You can do it." I'm noncommittal. The captain invited me in. Are you really ignorant or are you just posturing? I'm confused. The leadership of the troops had to point out. Peter is a wealthy bachelor worth billions, the ruthlessness of the business world. But he has a soft spot for me. I should have taken the chance. On the other hand, I hesitated. I knew Peter was far away in his car, dress and manners, but I didn't realize that level until now. I felt unworthy and subconsciously wanted to back down. Not sure what to do. Our relationship is at an impasse. I don't want to promise. He didn't want to back down. We're more than just friends. But there are no lovers yet. Former receptionist at a children's art agency. Talk to me about Peter. Peter is so handsome and elegant. He really cares about you. Every time he's here. While other parents focus on their children. He's been watching you. His face was full of affection. The last time you fell, his face turned pale instantly. Before we could react, he had rushed out. Didn't even take his phone. This is true love. I remember that. When Peter stormed the dance studio, half kneeling in front of me. First nervous, then smiling and asking if I was okay. He effortlessly explained why he was there. Help me get dressed. Carry my bag and accompany me downstairs. But avoid accompanying me home. So thoughtful. When did you start having designs for me? I sat in his car that night and asked with a smile. I heard you're single. Peter replied, not shying away from the subject. I feel like I can't afford to miss this opportunity anymore. Instead of waiting for someone else to make you happy, I guess I should give it a try. I believe I can do better than most men. His voice grew deeper and deeper. I'm afraid you're going to make the wrong choice. Settle on someone lower than me. I'm more afraid I'll regret it. In the background, Nordic folk music is ethereal and chilly. I looked at him. This is my most heartfelt confession. I've heard of it. Peter. Well, I want to go to the movies. Good. At the cinema, I allowed him to kiss me. Sometimes in the relationship between men and women, a threshold is crossed. Naturally leads to the next step. Peter is clearly a kissing fanatic. After handing me a rose every morning, the next thing he had to do was lean over and peck me on the lips. I fastened my seatbelt and got into the car. He would lean over and peck again. I laughed and said that it was enough to be in public. He giggled and touched his mouth. Still not satisfied. I've been thinking, those few kisses didn't feel like enough. What to do? I didn't bother to answer. He continued on his own. Sue, why do you smell so good? I jokingly say, probably just mouthwash. He also joined in the laughter. When we reached the underside of the art core building, familiar with everyday life. Kiss, kiss, kiss. You have to control yourself. Everyone you know is watching. I gently pushed him away. Everyone in the troupe knows I'm after you. What is there to control? Peter said, a hand wrapped its arms around my waist tighter. In addition, I have developed a lot of self-control. If I didn't. His words faded as his gaze fell on my lips. My heart was beating fast. My mind is full of inappropriateness. But beautiful images. I almost wanted to run away. A low laugh came from behind. I never knew with. Mature men can be so sweet. Even sweeter than first love. With Peter, he knew exactly when to act and when not to act. In him. After 99 steps, I will extend my hand at the last step. You just need to put your hand on mine. And that last step, he will still take. As long as I don't retreat, everything will be fine. Under the night sky, under the towering bell tower. Peter hugged me tightly. Regret your voice. I missed you for so many years. At that time, I'm already heading towards meet my boyfriend's parents. If you show up now, you'll be a family buster. I muttered to myself in his arms. Remember, we're not even there yet. Parents who have not yet seen each other. It was as if I was a thorn in his side, because he hugged me tighter. His nose rubbed against mine. In addition to asking my wife's opinion. My marriage doesn't need to involve anyone else. Whoever it is, they are just told. So, wife, when are you going to marry me? I am silent. I have decided to retract my assessment of him. Be a mature man. We took only 1,000 of the agreed 999 steps. Steps. He has already tried to step over the last one, impersonating his wife's title without consulting me. Are you with someone else now? Caspian's loud voice echoed through the phone, interrogated me without even saying my name. I was taken aback. Caspian, we've been separated for so long. You and Isolde have a child. Can I have a boyfriend? I shot back. What kid? Have you forgotten that we are engaged? It was you holding Isolde that day, weren't you? We broke up. That was the day we broke up. You are not suitable for dual trading like this. What breakup? When did I agree to break up? You've always been the one who has been hiding from me. Peter took the phone straight from me. Don't skimp on words. Caspian, right. I'm Peter Constantine's current boyfriend. Please don't harass my girlfriend. Otherwise I'll have to call the police. I don't know what Caspian's reaction was. Peter finished. He hung up and immediately blocked Caspian's number. I looked at him in amazement. That's my phone. Did you just block someone without my consent? He smiled. Sometimes girlfriends need to listen to their boyfriends. He gave me the phone back. It was the first time I got a glimpse of his possessive side. Caspian and Isolde must have seen me with Peter that day, because after the call of Caspian was the day before. The next day, Isolde showed up at my doorstep. Practice rooms at art institutions. When I saw her standing half a step behind Peter. Chat. It's as if they've just ended a conversation. There was a big smile on her face, and my heart beat faster. I lost to her. Before. I fear that she is trying to repeat the mistakes of history. What are you doing here? I was full of hostility. Even worse than when she used to pester me. And Caspian. Peter walked up to me, turning his head to look at Isolde, who raised his eyebrows, as if asking. Isolde looked aggrieved. Sister, I miss you. It's been a long time since I last saw you. Mom and Dad miss you too. When are you going back? She looked at Peter pleadingly and stammered. Peter, please talk to my sister for me. I couldn't hold back my anger and turned away. Peter caught up with me and asked me if I was mad at him. Talk to other women. I'm not mad at you. I just don't feel well. I sighed and said sourly, Peter, we just met. Now we are brother and sister. I didn't let her call me sister. Peter smirked. Sue, are you jealous? How about you call me brother too? I glared at him. He continued to coax. If you call me brother, I promise. No one else in the world dares to call me that. I rolled my eyes at him. Look at his serious expression. I couldn't help but laugh. What a twisted sense of humor. What a disgusting nickname. It turns out, Peter does have a twisted sense of humor. Much later at a specific time or occasion. Like when we quarrel or have sex. This nickname is like a switch. Isolde has loved Peter for years. Whenever I have something, she looks up to it. Most of the time she'll snatch it away. After that meeting, she often goes to art institutions on weekends, ostensibly to seek my forgiveness. But actually, she just wanted to get close to Peter. Sue, watch out for your little sister. She's like a tea snake, Peter warns. I turned her down many times, but she still lunged in. I grunted in acknowledgement. The time I spent with Peter, it's not as long as spending time with Caspian. At that time, but for some reason I had faith in him. Men like him, if they want beautiful women, they can be easily obtained with a wave of the hand. He didn't let me down with my faith in him. I don't like people calling me that, Isolde. You'd better call me Peter or brother-in-law. Even if you're Constantine's sister. Please have some self-esteem. Whether I'm good or not has nothing to do with you. I don't want Constantine to misunderstand. I'm not your Caspian. Your strategy doesn't work for me. I can distinguish a stone from a gem. It's obvious. These words were relayed to me by the receptionist, as well as some tree. Peter is so handsome. He spoke to Isolde in a dignified manner. I have never seen a man reject a woman so decisively. You should get married. Soon. Later, Isolde ran into a wall with Peter. She begged me for her life. Determined not to give up. She cried in front of her parents. Pick up their children. Ask me if I'm still angry with her. Because I'm blaming her. That's why the brother-in-law ignored her. She said she realized her mistake. She has only one older sister. Nothing is more important than her sister. She asked her how she could be forgiven. Does she have to kneel and kowtow? She cried so hard that she felt like she was about to faint. The next second, many onlookers were accusing. Sue, forgive her. How can brothers and sisters hold grudges? Isn't that natural? Make the sister submit to her sister. I laughed irritatingly. Who said? The elder sister must yield to the younger sister. What if my sister is a scoundrel? I looked at the crowd. The best way to deal with green tea is to blame. Overtly. At my engagement ceremony, my sister went to confess her love to my fiancé. They rolled on the couch. I was caught being unfaithful and my sister stepped on my skirt, caused me to fall down the stairs and break my leg. I'm a dancer and can't perform. What does that mean? She behaved aggrievedly and delicately, often kneeled down to apologize, forced me to forgive her. Do you dare to have such a sister? I pointed to Isolde. Her mom said, I only lost one leg. What she lost was love. I just can't understand it. She is a third party. Why does she call it love? Even more ridiculous, when I was still in the hospital. She went in and out with my fiancé. She asked her mom to kick me out of the house. Wanted to turn my room into a nursery for their lover. After months without contact, now she sees that I have a new boyfriend. She's back. My voice grew louder and louder, speaking the truth in anger. Isolde, a little ashamed. The audience shook their heads. See through the tears of Isolde's deception. I couldn't believe that she was crying so pitifully. It turned out that she was just pretending. Act as a third party and push Constantine down the stairs. Such people should be publicly condemned. Sue did not follow up. She's gone too far. See Sue with a good man. Let her want to seduce the new brother-in-law? Shameless. The biggest difference between acquaintances. A stranger is an acquaintance. Polite restraint. Only gossip behind the back. Strangers, if they insult, it is even more unbearable. So at the engagement ceremony at that time, many people looked uneasy, but remained silent. Isolde covered her face and ran away. Peter stood firmly beside me with a smug smile on his face. A hand was placed on my waist. See Caspian again. It's been a full 10 months since we last met. He looked more haggard than ever. He has deep dark circles under his eyes. His lips were chapped and his chin was cut by shaving. If it weren't for his clean clothes, neat hair, and shoes, a bouquet of roses in his hand, I would have thought he had just come out of the coal mine in Shaanxi. So let's make amends. Caspian rushed over. Hand me the roses and a jewelry box. His colleagues witnessed the final drama, curious to look at me. I nodded, trying to make it clear to Caspian. Caspian, we don't have a relationship anymore. Please don't bother me. Flowers and jewelry, you should give them to Isolde. I have no interest in becoming a third party. I went on a date with my boyfriend.